This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Bird. Canada's next tennis star may have arrived on scene last night. Burlington, Ontario's Vicky Mboko will play in the finals of the National Bank Open after a stunning upset over 9th seed Alina Rybakina. At just 18 years old, Mboko reaches her first ever WTA final in just her 7th tour-level event, just making all of us feel completely inadequate. Like, what were you doing at 18? She's the 4th Canadian woman in the Open era to reach the final of her home tournament, and the first since Bianca Andreescu won it all in 2019. And this Cinderella story has been no fluke. Just look at some of the names she's beaten along the way. Mboko defeated 3 former Grand Slam champions on her way to the final. She's the first Canadian woman to ever do that in a single event. And her path doesn't get any easier. Next up, 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, who Vicky idolized growing up. Osaka's looking for her first WTA 1000 title since 2019. Mboko was just 13 years old when Osaka lifted that trophy. And regardless of the result tonight, Mboko will move to a career-high 34 in the rankings on Monday. And let's not forget, she began the year ranked outside the top 300. And with a win in the final, she'll be seeded when the US Open begins on August 24th. And you can watch that US Open on TSN. To baseball now, the Jays finish a sweep against Colorado in historic fashion. The Jays put up a 20 spot over the last place Rockies, which means a few franchise records were set during this series, with 45 total runs, 63 total hits, and 13 home runs. All tied or set new franchise records for Toronto, but some of these numbers have never been seen in a 3-game series. 63 hits has not been done since the modern era in 1901. Their plus 40 hit differential has also not been done in the modern era, and their plus 39 run differential is the second largest in the last 124 years. Yeah, they're playing a team who's in contention for one of the worst teams of all time, but this was an emphatic sweep, and they'll have a much bigger test Friday when they begin a 3-game set against the Dodgers. But Toronto might be catching LA at the perfect time. The Dodgers have lost 9 of the last 12 games in Chavez Ravine, and they're allowing an average of 6 runs per game in that stretch. Now, LA is one of just 3 teams with shorter odds than Toronto to win the World Series. But if Toronto's bats stay hot against the Dodgers, we could see them narrow that gap. I said the Tigers were the test, now this is the test. They have to sweep once again. It's a big day in the hockey world as Sid the Kid is celebrating his 38th birthday. And while he's already considered one of the all-time greats, Sidney Crosby is entering a year that could be pretty massive for his legacy. Crosby enters this season with the 9th most points in NHL history, but needs just 84 points to jump all the way to 6th. And considering he's averaged more than 90 points a season over the last 3 years, there's no reason to think he won't get it done. And as Crosby continues to climb the record books, it's worth noting that he's playing at a lower scoring era, and has played hundreds of less games than the names ahead of him. So with another strong scoring season, would it be crazy to talk about Sid as the next best scorer ever behind Gretzky? No, that's not crazy. I absolutely love it. We want to see Sid's name up there in lights. He deserves it. He's been a great representation just for Canadians overall. Plus, he's a Leo. It's Leo season. He should shine. But there's an entirely different side to the story that has nothing to do with the NHL, and that is international hockey. Sid has a chance to cement himself as Canada's top international hockey player, as his coach John Cooper predicted at the Four Nations Face-Off, when he said that Crosby would go down as the greatest player to ever represent Canada. And that wasn't a hot take from Coop. Just look at Crosby's international resume. Seriously, he's won gold in every major tournament that he's played. If Sid could win a 3rd Olympic gold this year, something no Canadian men's hockey player has ever done, that has to make him Canada's best ever international player, right? So in short, Sidney Crosby has more than proven himself as one of the greatest hockey players of all time. No one's debating that. But heading into his age 38 season, he has a big opportunity to cement his legacy even more. Week 10 of the CFL season kicks off tonight. And we could be in store for a Game of the Year candidate in Hamilton for Thursday Night Football. The Ticats and Lions meet for the 2nd time in 3 weeks, and when these teams met in Week 8, they combined for 70 points. FanDuel has a total set for tonight's game at 55.5, the highest of any game this week. But if their last meeting is any indication, both Levi Mitchell and Nathan Rourke could leave that number in the rear view. Back in Week 8, Mitchell threw for a season-high 389 yards and added 3 touchdowns through the air. FanDuel has his passing yards prop at 315.5, and his over-under on touchdown passes is 1.5. And at 35 years old, Mitchell has emerged to be the favorite to win the CFL MLP award at plus 160. He was playing plus 800 before the season began. And of course, you can catch all the action tonight on TSN. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. And you might be a special guest in the broadcast tonight, as Hamilton and the Ticats celebrate hometown hero Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm going to say goodbye from DSC for now, but for more on Shea Rally Day, here's Luca. They're taking over stories. Have fun.